Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So we're starting out today. I know it's a little bit later in the day, but we're starting out at 67.6. Once again, we're above that red line that you see, the 67.2. We have made a full recovery, a V-shaped recovery from that dip we just had a few days ago that brought Bitcoin down to 63.7. We have come up completely and perfect timing because today is the first day of the Bitcoin conference. Yesterday, technically, the conference was open. It was industry day. There's a good amount of people in there already. I was in there just walking around, toured around, and there was a good amount of people in there. But I think today, later on today, I'll go over there and see. But I think it's going to be absolutely crazy. Because even yesterday, industry day was pretty packed, but I think today is going to be even better. But of course, look at Bitcoin. Look at it being at 67.6, and that's because there are so many good reasons. There's nothing to bring Bitcoin down at this point. Let's start out with the fantastic stuff. Marathon Digital, they're one of the biggest Bitcoin miners out there. They're going to be investing 100 million of their money, okay, to Bitcoin. It makes a lot of sense. They keep mining Bitcoin, but part of the strategy is to retain all mined Bitcoin and to purchase more too. So obviously, they realize that they need to be more aggressive with their Bitcoin strategy because so many are just buying up and the ETFs are. They're not going to stop. They're never going to stop. So someone like Marathon, they're in the perfect position to acquire more. First, because they're mining more, and second of all, they have a lot of reserves that they could use to go buy more Bitcoin, right? So this is fantastic, but of course, it's not just them. We know everyone is doing it. Semler Scientific now, they're going to raise $150 million to buy Bitcoin. Think about 150 million. They already bought 58 million, not too much, but after this raise, they're going to have over $200 million worth of Bitcoin. Have you guys noticed? A lot of companies are starting to do this. Meta Planet, of course, started MicroStrategy, started the whole thing, and now every single company out there is wondering if they not only should buy Bitcoin, but have a Bitcoin strategy where they're raising money to go buy Bitcoin. This is all happening around the same time. This is not a coincidence, right? So these are fantastic news that we're hearing more and more about every single day. And pension funds, New Jersey mayor plans on investing in Bitcoin ETFs for a city pension fund. They're not the first, too. They're not the first. We're starting to see even states invest in Bitcoin. That's how much they believe in it. Okay. I mean, pension funds are supposed to be, right, long term for the employers or employees of the city. So, I mean, obviously, pension funds are supposed to be more conservative with minimal growth, but conservative because you don't want to go hyper growth and screw up anything. And the simple fact that they're willing to invest in Bitcoin now, that is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Also, a few other things. RFK, he happened to be at the Karate Combat event yesterday. I'll talk about a little bit more at the end of this stream or end of this video, but he said he would make the government buy 615 billion in Bitcoin. Okay. That's actually not that much if you think about it, because Bitcoin is already above $1 trillion in market cap. So that's about like 50% um, of its current market cap. But you know what? Hey, I would not be opposed, right? We've been hearing about like making Bitcoin a strategic reserve of the United States. Anyone that's willing to do it, they obviously get it. They obviously understand, and it would be good. It would be good for the country, right? And once the United States starts down this path, kind of like MicroStrategy, the United States goes down the path where we start buying Bitcoin as a reserve. Think about every other country on the planet that's probably going to start doing the same. They're going to be wondering, okay, if the US is doing it, should we do it? So it's probably going to kick off a flurry of buying and hoarding and and DCAing from all the big countries out there, right? So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe something else gets announced this week or within the next 2 days at the Bitcoin conference, right? And here's the reality. Now we're getting some wild predictions. Wild. Are they really wild? Maybe not. Because so many now understand or get why Bitcoin exists, why the price keeps going higher, and why it could be in the millions when it one day becomes a global currency, a trade currency, a store of value, right? I mean, there are a lot of things in play, and I mean, just look at this. Van Eyck is saying by 2050, which I know is in 26 years, the 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 lowest, the bear scenario for Bitcoin, right, would be at 130,000, which is still higher than now, but of course, no one would want that. The base, meaning just if all things go, Bitcoin will be at 2.9 million, 2.9 in 2050. And in a best case bull scenario, Bitcoin will be at $52 million. $52 million. You can't see that because my camera's up. Let me see if I can remove my camera real quick. $52 million. Uh, so this is why it's important to load up a DCA as much Bitcoin as you can, because even someone like Van Eyck, okay, is saying that Bitcoin is going to be between anywhere from 2.9 million to 52 million, basically. Absolutely fantastic, right? And Bitcoin is still coming up while I'm recording this. Absolutely fantastic. What else is fantastic is 66% of the Mt. Gox distribution is over. Okay, out of the total 141,000 that they had to distribute, they're down to 47, right? The reserve has decreased by 66%, yet the price is still holding. This is what I said before. I didn't think, I really didn't think that people that got back their Bitcoin from Mt. Gox would just immediately dump. They're not like Germany. Most are holding, right? So this is good. Another huge thing is once this FUD is over, it's over. And it's finally coming to a conclusion soon. And Bitcoin right now, as you can see, still moving according to plan, has not deviated and will continue to move further and higher due to many, many, many reasons. Due to corporations now employing a Bitcoin strategy, countries embracing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, the fundamentals, the 4-year cycle, the scarcity factor, retail understanding more and more about Bitcoin and getting in because they don't want to see their fiat debased. They don't want to see their buying power erode. I mean, there are so many things that I can go on and on and on about it. But ultimately, Bitcoin is the best and most decentralized network on the planet. And there's not enough to go around. When everyone is fighting, the price goes up. And I didn't even cover ETFs today. ETF is probably fantastic. I don't have it, but I do have some ETH ETF stuff to show you guys, right? But as for Bitcoin's price trajectory right now, it is coming up. We are going to see Bitcoin retouch upon its previous high soon and break above it. Okay. It's going to come. Six-figure Bitcoin is around the corner. This is not fantasy. This is reality. You just have to have a little bit more patience. That's really it. Last thing I want to show you is the Ethereum chart for ETF. Grayscale continues to dump and dump and dump and dump more ETH. Again, don't know if it's just the early investors. Early investors of Grayscale, they're finally trying to take profit or something else is going on. BlackRock and others are inflowing quite well, not as much as Grayscale is dumping, but this kind of reminds me of the early days of Bitcoin spot ETF. When Grayscale starts to slow down and others start accelerating their purchases, that's when it kind of balances out, right? But overall, this is not really affecting Bitcoin at this point or entire market. The market is strong, very, very, very strong, right? And look at this. It looks like today is going to be a good day. Now, unfortunately, I was wrong. I said by the Bitcoin conference, right? Bitcoin will be at all-time high. We're not quite there yet, but it is the start of the conference. So who knows? Something big could happen. Lastly, just a few things. Yesterday was an industry day. A good amount of people. I talked to a good amount of people, a lot of fans. I was getting stopped like every 5 minutes. Today, if I go, I'll probably be stopped every 30 seconds, but that's okay. That's why I go. Just check out the scene. At this point, I don't think I really learn much by going to these conferences, really just to meet people, and just say hi. And so many of them, just want to shake my hand, take my picture, and just want to say thank you for all the years of motivation and just being real and honest and genuine. And I really do appreciate that. And I met so many others yesterday at the Karate Combat fight, KC48, which is absolutely fantastic. A ton of fights, so I would say maybe a little bit too much because the night went really long, which is why I look so tired right now. Um, but overall, all the fights were fantastic. The IFC fights, we were supposed to have five. Unfortunately, we had two drop, so we only had three, but those three were absolutely fantastic. If you guys didn't watch it, make sure you do so. Lauren's IFC champ, right? She's fighting a newcomer, Lisa. Go check that out. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise for you. Phil Russell versus Bama. Oh, that was a fight. That was a fight. Fight of the night. I was hanging out with Phil afterwards. Man, he had a big bruise on his eye, but man, he enjoyed every second of that. Every minute of that. But and then Nick Carter, he finally got to fight. He's been training for 5 months. He was supposed to fight last KC event, but now he's done it. If you guys haven't watched it yet, go watch it, man. Those guys put everything out there, and it was actually fantastic. Even RFK showed up. He was in the stand. He was in the pit. He went up and did some little commentary. He showed up a little bit. Hawk Tuah Girl showed up a little bit, right? And we had others and other celebrities and influencers in attendance. It was just a really good event. I was really proud of it. Representing IFC the best I can, and so many others have, and I could see um, I could see how everyone there was just having such a great time. So hopefully you guys can attend one in the future too. It was just great. It was absolutely fantastic. All right, guys, that's it. Look at the price. We're coming up to about 68,000 soon, right? Can we hit 70,000 by the end of today and maybe possibly break above? We'll see. It's looking like something's going to happen. All right, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys later. Bye bye.